Hello Chicken Coop Army, welcome back to another video. For today's special video, we are going to be discussing stuff that has to deal with bowling. Like my gear, my bowling prizes, which are currently under the cloth, and my bowling score, which you will see by the end of this video. Now, before we even get into that stuff, I want y'all to let me know down in the comments what you think my highest bowling score is. And we'll see whether you're wrong or if you're right. The one closest to the actual high score will receive 500 Robux from me. So leave your guess down in the comments. So without further ado, let's begin. So, with my bowling gear, we have a few things to discuss. Obviously, when it comes to bowling, you gotta have a bowling bag. So you can carry your bowling gear around in. Like your bowling balls, your bowling shoes, and anything else you really need for bowling equipment. So, here are my bowling shoes. Pretty basic. I've had them for a few years now, and they still perform pretty good. And for the next bowling gear item, you have the bowling balls. That's literally the most important thing when it comes to bowling. Besides the shoes, of course. The shoes are also very important, but you can't bowl if you don't have a bowling ball. Like, what are you going to use, a tennis ball? I've seen some YouTubers do some crazy stuff like that, where they roll a tennis ball down the lane. Or they would throw other kinds of balls down the lane. I haven't seen no one throw a volleyball yet, but maybe someday that will become the reality. For my first bowling ball, we have the Pyramid. This was my first ever bowling ball, and I still use it to this day. It is a pretty cool bowling ball. It's actually the bowling ball that's in the thumbnail. I want to thank my boy, Super FG125, for making the thumbnails. He's going to be doing it for all the videos from now on. And it is a pay thing. It's usually only like 300 Robux a week. Sometimes 150, depending on how many videos I post. But yeah, it's a 12-pound bowling ball. I think I've had it for about 5 years or so. Still performs great. And then I have my second bowling ball, which is actually my newest. It's the Venom bowling ball. One of my favorites. This is actually the bowling ball I got my high score on. It's a 14-pounder, by the way. I throw these balls down the lane pretty fast. And most of the time I can get a strike. If you were to ask me which bowling ball is my favorite, I have to go for the Venom one. It's more of a curved ball rather than a straight ball. Usually when I throw it down the lane, it tends to curve a little bit. My Pyramid ball, on the other hand, tends to just go straight. Wherever I throw it, it just goes. So yeah, that is my two bowling balls. I'm sure y'all want to see the bowling bag, which is pretty much a roller bag. It's got its own handle here. You just ride it on the ground. That's what it's made for. And if you want to carry it, there are straps on the side. They're pretty much safety straps, so that nothing opens up. This handle, I guess if you want to carry it quickly, you can. I don't use this handle that much because I don't really need to. Like, as long as I have this big strap, I don't need to worry about this little one. You know what I mean? And that is not all for the bowling gear. There is a lot to go around when it comes to bowling. I got some stuff in the side pockets I do like to show. So, first thing, we have the bowling rag. It's a bowling.com your one-stop pro shop little rag. It's so to wipe your bowling ball. Because bowling alleys use oil on the lanes, and you usually need to use a rag to wipe that off your ball. Because sometimes it gets a little slippery. I haven't really used it yet, that's why it still has a new tag. But it's pretty unique. It's got premium microfiber, optimal absorption, and a waffle pattern. And something else to note. Out of all the prizes over there under that curtain, there is one that's over $100 worth. Yes. And I will be showing them from cheapest to most expensive as we go through this video. So if you want to know what those prizes are, I would recommend sticking around. There's some crazy stuff we're going to be getting into in this video. If you think we've already been through the craziness, we're not even close. And then another item that people tend to use for their hands is a little Stormoji grip sack. It's an emoji one. It's Storm, which is a very nice one. What you would do is you take it out, and if your hands feel a little slippery, you just put this between your hands like so. And you got that nice smell that comes from it too. Oh god, there's a lot of dust in the air now. And if you're wondering where I got the rag and this bag, I got it from a rally at the bowling alley. What you do is you spend some money on tickets, and you put the tickets in the bag that you want. And I ended up winning it quite a bit. Now, there were some times where I would lose, but overall, I would win majority of the time. It just really depends on how many people play. And then I got some member cards and stuff. That's not really that important. And I collected a lot of napkins. Out of all the food items I've had at the bowling alley, there's been some spare napkins, so I'm going to try to not get any more napkins when I'm at the bowling alley, just so I can use these up, because I have a load of napkins. Who needs this many napkins, am I right? Well, you gotta have them for special occasions. If a big mess is made, they're going to be coming in handy. Right, so that's pretty much all the bowling gear that you really need. Some people go the extra mile and get a whole bunch of other stuff. I don't use a lot on my bowling balls because, I usually try to do it for fun. It's not really much of a sport. Now, some people do take it as a sport, don't get me wrong. But there's those people who get creative with it and do their own little challenges, like putting the ball through a hole in the wall and making a strike. People like that. Oh yeah, that's right. So, I also got this TNBA Junior Bowler 50 Pins Over Average award. It's a very nice award, I have to say. At some point, I did make 50 pins over my average. I got a few of these, which is pretty cool. Got like 3 of them. And I got another membership card. They give you a lot of cards and stuff. I don't even know the use of most of them. Obviously, I got my Bowler Reward Program card, which is not valid anymore. And if I ever get thirsty, I use the electrolyte cherry limeade stir, so I put it in my drink. Actually, I'll show an example of that right now. I got a lot of water in my fridge. Don't ask me why. It's hydration issues. You gotta keep yourself hydrated. If you don't drink enough water, you're gonna end up having problems. And that's not something you want. So you see it's a little bit purple and white right now. But after a little bit of shaking, it turns completely purple. How cool is that? It's the magic of flavoring. You can turn water into a fruity drink. Just like that. Alright. So now that I have my little hydration drink there, we can continue on. Now, also by the end of this video, I'm going to be showing you some trophies that I have won at the Bowling Alley League program. And you don't want to miss that. I got quite a bit of cool stuff I want to show. So, other than that, there's not much else to talk about when it comes to bowling gear. So we're just going to go ahead and put them away. Let me tell you, these bowling balls are pretty heavy. They can do some real damage. I also got some yard bowling balls that are made for the yard. They are just like these, but they're not up to code when it comes to being bowlable. Like, I think one of them has a crack in it. The other one has been an outside bowling ball for a while. But it is pretty fun to roll down the street. And just make sure you don't hit nothing. You know what I mean? Because they would do actual damage to a car or a motorcycle or even a truck, so it's probably best to keep an eye on them and make sure that you follow them so that way they don't go into anywhere they're not supposed to be. I know, it's the journey of bowling balls. You gotta keep them out of danger. So, y'all are probably wondering what is behind the mysterious curtain. We're going to be going through the items one by one. Ow. Owie. I just hit my head. That was not good. Okay, let's not do that again. Okay. I really need to watch where I'm standing. So, for our first item, we got a little bag. This bag has quite a bit of stuff in it. Majority of the stuff that I'm going to be showing you is in this bag. They're pretty much cheap stuff. And I do have a list on items that are in the area. So, we have tickets ranges from 10 all the way to 17,000. So let's start off with the 10 tickets prize. It's a very small item. It might be a little bit difficult finding in this bag. I made sure to put all the cheap stuff and small stuff in here, so that way we can have an easier time finding them. So for 10 tickets, I got a Fruity's Blue Raspberry. A very small candy. I know, it's kind of small and overpriced. Like, you can literally get this out of a normal pack, but I don't think I've ever had a Fruity's before, which is the reason why I got it. And I know y'all want to see the more expensive prizes, which we will get to. So, the next item is 40 tickets, and it is the Bolero Cup. It's a very nice cup. You can put hot drinks in here, cold drinks in here, whatever you want. It's kind of clear, too. You got all the designs around it. Obviously, you got the Bolero logo on the front here. Very cool, very standard looking cup. I wanted to use the tickets that I won from the arcade to get some unique stuff. And let me just tell you, all the stuff that I got is pretty unique. Alright, moving on. So, the next item is 200 tickets. I know, we jumped from 10 to 40 to now 200. This one is the Popping Candy with Lollipop. I know, we're going back to Lollipop land. But this is what it looks like. It's a Popping Candy with Lollipop Icy, blue raspberry flavored. Very nice. And it sounds very delicious. I'll be trying these special snacks and stuff in a later video. Which means there will be another bowling video. It just won't be during bowling week. Alright. The next item is 400 tickets. So, for the item, we have a Guppers Gummy Liquid-Filled Poppers. Confetti Cake Explosion. I have never heard of this before. And I'm pretty excited to try it. It also looks like all of the little cake confettis are in a little plastic container inside of the bag. So I wonder how it's going to taste. Ooh, it even has a rainbow color. I remember eating rainbow cake and I remember it being very good. The last time I had a rainbow cake was like a few years ago. So it has been a while. I can't wait to try that. Our next item, which is 475 tickets, is the Viper Venom Super Sour Candy. And it's strawberry flavored. I know we've been getting to a lot of sour liquid candies, but it stood out to me, so I wanted to try it out for myself. It's really the only thing that we got that was strawberry flavored. The rest of the candy items are either just normal or blue raspberry flavored, which you'll see. So for our next item, which is 550 tickets, we have the Super Gummy Cola Bottle. It's a ginormous version of a regular Coke bottle. Like a regular Coke bottle is like this small. But this one's this big. So you're really going to get that cola out of this. I can't wait to try it. We're obviously going to be trying it in a later video. Okay. And that is everything that's in this little black bag. So now we're going to be going into the more expensive things. Things are about to go crazy. We went over all the little stuff. Now we're going to the big boys. So, our next item, which is 3,000 tickets, is the Royal Duo headset. Yeah, I now got a headset with me. When we do our gaming videos, we're going to be using this bad boy. Like, look at that. Isn't that cool? You can see it in the side here, what it looks like. It comes with its own LED stand, which is also pretty cool. I cannot wait to try this out. It's got a little mic too, so when I'm doing my gaming videos, I'll have a little mic to talk into. I don't really know how it's going to work, but I'll figure it out. So, moving along, we went from 3,000 tickets to 6,000. So for 6,000 tickets, we have a Gel Blaster. Now this one, I'm very excited to try out. It is kind of painful, but I really wanted to get one for myself. It's actually the top of the line model at the bowling alley. The most expensive one. They had another one for a lower price, but I didn't want to have to try again that. So this is what it looks like. It comes with 10,000 gel bullets. Now I know it doesn't look like 10,000 here, but they're in this bottom compartment. It's very cool, I have to say. 14 plus, so luckily I am 18, so I'll be able to use it just fine. Now, going back to the headset, I forgot to mention something. This was the last one left. Like, I literally got this out of the display case. I can't believe it was the last one, but I'm glad I got it, because it was worth it, for sure. There's a lot of other headsets up there too, but that one stood out to me the most. Alright. We have a couple more prizes left, and these ones are the expensive ones. So, for our next one, it is 11,000 tickets. Yeah, I might be wondering how many tickets I had. I had like 38,377. This one is pretty cool in my opinion. It is the Bugatti Chiron RC car. Yes, I got a flippin' RC car. How about that? This thing is massive. Like, look at that. That is pretty cool, in my opinion. It's coming with its little remote controller right here, and you got the car itself. It's a 110 electric full function RC car. I don't know how fast this thing is going to go. It probably won't be that fast. But overall, it is a pretty cool RC car. It's the best one I have. I got a couple other ones I haven't shown yet. I've had those ones for a while, and I just haven't found the opportunity to use them. But we will be using them pretty soon. Especially this one. This one's definitely going to be getting used. I'll probably have to use it on a flat surface so it doesn't ruin it, because it is like a low-end car. Bugattis are like the second most expensive car in the world. And this thing, if you were to try to look online, is like $50. You see, it is kind of low to the ground, so you gotta really be careful of where you use it. You don't want any rocky surfaces or else it will get stuck and damage the actual car itself. I never owned a Bugatti before, but I finally say that I have. It is a very massive car. Like, it beats Chase's birthday present, the one I got him. I was not expecting to get stuff like this at the bowling alley arcade. Like, this was just a dream to me. It kind of felt like another Christmas. It really felt like Christmas because I got all of this stuff on the same day. And now, the moment y'all been waiting for. The most expensive prize at the bowling alley arcade. It is 17,000 tickets, and it is a Sound Traveler Bluetooth speaker. It is very big and very heavy. Like, look at that. That is pretty cool, in my opinion. I almost dropped it. It's just so big and heavy. I have to make sure I be careful with it. But it is pretty cool. It's pretty much a backpack speaker. Now, when I first got it, I had the wrong one because the guy didn't know where it was. The whole reason why I got the wrong one in the first place is because this was the last one left. Yes, I had 2 items that were the last ones. And during the summer, they would say that they had a few of these. So I guess people really got themselves a Sound Traveler. We went back on the same day once I realized it was the wrong one. And we got the right one. The one that I got that was wrong is like half the price, which was like $50. So I hope you enjoy these special prizes. I'm definitely going to be using them here pretty soon. So now that all that is out of the way, it's time we move on to the last part of this whole video. The bowling trophies, which I'm pretty excited to show y'all. Now let's get into it. Alright, So I have gotten all the trophy things that I have gotten over the years. Now let's go ahead and get through them. So one of the first ones I have received is this tiny one in here. Now if you're wondering where I got this from, I really am not sure. It might even be my dad's for all I know. It's a 10-pin Tattler trademark Universal Bowling Headquarters, Chicago. So it's from Chicago, so I'm sure it's my dad's, but I still want to show it off because it is pretty cool. It's like a wooden statue. It really does look like a wooden statue, but it's supposed to be a trophy. Hank 139. I guess back in the day, 139 was a very good score. Nowadays, that would be considered normal. But overall, it is pretty cool. You got the bowling ball and the bowling pin right next to it. It's a wooden bowling ball and a wooden pin. I think down in Texas, they have the 9 pins instead of the actual 10. Depending on where you live, you might still use wooden pins for bowling. So for the next one is my actual first trophy. This one was back in 2018-2019. Bantama's 2018-2019 participation. Yeah, so it's just a participation trophy. But still pretty cool. It's got this quartz bottom to it. Custom Design Awards created by G&W. It is pretty cool. Alright. Moving on, we're getting into more of the current stuff. So, this is what I received 2 years ago. Back in 2022-2023. This is the 2022-2023 Major Senior League Champion. And it's a marble. Look at that. That is pretty cool. Never got something like this. It's part of the League Champ, if any of y'all were wondering. And it's got the quartz background, too. It's kind of heavy, I have to say. It was in this little foam casing. Which is still pretty cool. Okay. So now we are getting to the current year. 2024-2025. The last one that I have participated in. I got this stuff a few months ago. I have not looked at it yet, so I don't know what to expect. But from the looks of it, we got a pretty cool trophy. I can't wait to see what this is. Oh my goodness. Bro, this is sick. WB Major Senior Division 2025. Look at that. I can't believe I got this. This is pretty cool. It's got the pins on the front too. Look at that. That is amazing. It's my tallest trophy. We get from short to medium to tall. Wow, that's amazing. Is there anything else in this box that I'm missing? No. I'm not sure if I have any more trophy stuff. I might. If so, it's going to be another one of these. Because I do remember getting a second one, if I'm not mistaken. What am I doing? I'm closing an empty box. I should put this stuff back where they belong. That way I don't damage them or lose them. Yeah, let's go ahead and put those back in the wrapper. Want to make sure to keep them nice and fresh. That way we don't get them scratched up or anything. These other trophy stuff, they didn't really come with a wrapper, so we're just going to tuck it in with the excess bubble wrap that we have here. Sadie loves popping bubble wrap. She usually tries to do it for her channel. If you want to check her channel out, her channel name is SusieLovesBoba. My best friend's channel is ChaseCheck777. He's been doing some strange videos lately. So yeah, that is pretty much all of the bowling stuff. Before we end today's video, it is time to reveal my high score in bowling. Hopefully y'all have made your guess down in the comments. And now it's time to reveal. So the highest score that I have got in bowling is 210. With an 8 spare, 7 spare, strike, 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 9 spare, 9 miss, strike, strike, 9 spare, 7. That is my high score this year. Now, that being said, my high score can go up over time. It's just going to take a lot of practice and a lot of effort. But based on how it is going, I seem to be doing pretty well. I have improved over the years, and hopefully someday I'll become a professional bowler. Overall, I am pretty proud of this score. It's my second time making it into the 200s, if I'm not mistaken. Either that or 3. But it's a very hard score to beat. And especially once you get in those higher numbers, it's going to get a lot harder. The overall dream of professional bowlers is making that 300. And once you do it once, then you start to get on that trend of doing it over and over again, which is a sign that you are improving. I hope you enjoyed today's video. Make sure to like, subscribe, comment, and share, because at 2,000 subscribers, we will reattempt the Death Nut Challenge. I hope y'all have an amazing day and night, and I will be seeing y'all in the next one. Peace out.